you, Marilyn. Good morning and welcome to Unity of Richmond East Bay. Good morning, everybody online. Right now, we're going to call up Pastor Carson for our welcome and prayer.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you all those who have joined us in person, all those who are joining us via YouTube. And let's just take a moment to breathe together, to feel that power and that presence which is each of us. Not a power over anything, but the power to remember the gifts that surround us, to remember the power that exists within you when you stop, breathe, and remember that you are a divine, eternal being having a human experience, that all of it is valuable and valid, and all of it is your gift back to what we would call source, or that God energy. It is you, it is me, it is the world that we live in, that we came here to experience and grow and learn. So we let go of judgment today, of ourselves and others, open to the truth that we are all divine aspects of that spirit. And in that knowing, this is the day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. I shall rejoice and be glad in it, and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. I shall rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. This is the day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. I shall rejoice and be glad in it, and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. I shall rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has
Okay, we're going to start with our weekly affirmation, which is found on the left-hand side of your bulletin. I'll say it out loud one time, and then we can say it 3 times together. Through thoughts, words, and actions, I live the truth I know. Together. Through thoughts, words, and actions, I live the truth I know. Through thoughts, words, and actions, I live the truth I know. Through thoughts, words, and actions, I live the truth I know. And now for our mission and vision statements, which is found on the right-hand side of the bulletin. To love, to serve, to awaken. Love. Love spirit, ourselves, and the world. Serve. The beauty of the Christ is expressed through service to one another. Awaken. We are one as God. Each of us is here to awaken to our divine potential. We seek to transform our hearts by the renewing of our minds, knowing with God all things are possible. And now for our daily word. Vision statement. Sorry. For our vision statement, which is found on the right-hand side of your bulletin. Together, Unity of Richmond East Bay is a loving, vibrant family that welcomes all people and accepts everyone, no exceptions. Following the path of Jesus and other spiritual teachers, we use emerging wisdom to cultivate a closer walk with spirit, humankind, and ourselves. And now for the daily word. For today, Sunday, July 12, 2026. Today's word is guidance. In the divine presence, I am guided. Divine guidance is not only found in burning bushes or mind-blowing revelations. More often, it arrives as gentle nudges. subtle enough to overlook ordinary, enough to dismiss. Yet these quiet signals are holy too. A craving for sweetness, a need for fresh air, a muscle that tightens or relaxes. All can be taken as cues to care for body and soul. As I become present to the fullness of my humanity, my senses, intuition, inner knowing, I recognize guidance as ever flowing. It invites a restorative resting of mind and heart. It is an alert stillness that listens, a receptive openness where clarity emerges and gentle direction unfolds. I trust the quiet impulses that draw me forward, allowing the simplest moments to lead me towards my soul's fulfillment with ease. My presence will go with you and I will give you rest. Exodus 33:14.
Today, our
Amen.
hymn is going to be Living Abundantly, number 111
111.
in Wings of Song.
111. Now it's time to greet our neighbor. Okay, and now it's time for our prayer and meditation statement, which is found on the right-hand side of our bulletin. Together, there is only one presence and one power active in my life, God the good, omnipotent. There is only one presence and one power active in your life, God the good, omnipotent. There is only one presence and one power active in Unity of Richmond East Bay, God the good, omnipotent. There is only one presence and one power active in the world today, God the good, omnipotent. Amen. And now it's time for our spiritual message by Pastor Karsten, which is titled The Point of Power, Finding Your Center.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Adjust this so everyone can hear me. Is that better?
Yes.
Very good. I'm going to raise this up just a little bit. There we go. All right, so finding your center, the point of power. And we say it every week, right? One power, one presence, one power active in the universe, my life, your life, everywhere, that one power. It's so simple, but it's not easy because we live in a dynamic playground that has how many human beings at this point? What is it, 7 or 8 billion?
81.
8 billion? Yeah. So, we're all here with that divine creative aspect of God moving through us, because that's who we are, but we're each here to express our own unique individuality, right? And we can do it together in harmonious groups. We can also do it sometimes inharmonious ways. And how do we do that without making others wrong? Without feeling separate and isolated? Without feeling all the different feelings that we know we human beings can feel? Well, number one is by stop trying to do it differently and recognize that, as I say again and again, if it's happening, it's required. There's nothing that can happen in our human experience that is wrong on a huge cosmic level, because we came here, the gift we gave us, the gift that Source gave us, that we gave ourselves, because we are all part of Source, was the choice to come and have the experience, expand and explore your idea of consciousness, who you are, and creativity, what you can experience. And we have beautiful, powerful guidance systems, our emotional center and our consciousness, our intellect, our choice. Isn't that what this is when you narrow it down to it's very simple? It's a choice. We gather information from out there, we gather information from in here, and then we choose, moment by moment by moment. And the gift within that is that we are eternal beings, so no matter what we choose, no matter how wonderful place we can get to, or how horrible a place we can find ourselves, there's always another choice. There's always something next. And how did the Bible or the teachings Jesus share how we deal with that? It's remembering in our human experience, no matter what's happening, this too shall pass. So what we're looking at today is finding that center, that place that shall not pass. That divine connection, that knowing, that awareness, that, let me talk to the people at home, let me talk to the people here. Are you here right now? Here means at home for you, in your body. Here means at home right here in our Unity Center, in your body. That awareness of your presence in the body is your eternal self. What I want all people also to recognize is that, have you ever been in your body? At least your body is there, but your mind has been totally somewhere else. Proof positive that the consciousness is not simply connected to the body. It is very movable. When we go to sleep and we have dreams, our body's lying there, quote, unconscious, but our consciousness is alive and active. Jesus Jesus didn't come to create a religion. What he was teaching, if understood, would do away with religion. He was talking about light and energy, frequency and vibrations. The founders of Unity realized that. So the founders of Unity never planned to start a religion. They started by saying, what did Jesus teach that allowed him, or what did he not just teach, what did he do that allowed people to still be talking about him? Right? 2,000 years later. I mean, certainly he, as a result of him, the biggest religion ever in our history was created. Is that what Jesus wanted to do? I don't think so. And the founders of Unity did not believe so either. He came to, in one sense, confront religions, confront organized spirituality, and say, no, we don't have to follow someone else's rules. We don't have to do it right. We don't have to go through you to get to the kingdom of heaven, because Jesus said very clearly again and again and again, the kingdom of heaven is within you. What does that mean? That means that divine energy and everything that's been created, we are participating in, and the ability to navigate this world is within us. And it's learning to get out of the head and get into the heart. Replace the word Father with source or divine light. Let's do this now. And breathe that divine light into the body. Ask yourself, what quality is present as you close your eyes and move from the head into the heart? Focusing your inner eyes, your inner ears, listening within. Focusing your inner senses. And as we get out of the intellect, the head, trying to figure things out, and move into the feeling aspect, listening within, listening into that heart center. Just notice what quality is present there. And whatever the quality is, we are going to name it that source, that kingdom of heaven within, that inner sanctuary, that still, silent space. Allowing for the fact that other feelings, other things may be present there, but we're not judging, we're just simply noticing. What is the kingdom of heaven? It is a quality, a feeling in the heart. Take a moment to listen with inner ears, inner eyes, inner sensations, and recognize that as spirit. We heard it in the daily word today, didn't we? Become present with the fullness of your humanity, your senses, your intuition, your inner knowing. Recognizing that guidance is ever flowing to you, and the guidance never feels like heaviness, like a chore, like something that you've got to do that feels like a punishment or heavy. That's the best way I can describe it. That energy from spirit often is those aha moments, those feelings, those thoughts or ideas that give you the goosebumps, that awaken something inside that your heart says yes to. What I want to share is what often happens with me. I get a big yes from some divine idea that's come in, and then I can watch my conscious intellect come in and tell me why that never worked before, and it's not going to work again, and how difficult it's going to be, and what you have to do to use that, and people aren't going to help you do that, blah, blah, right? So we get this divine idea from spirit that gives us this positive energy, and then we shut it down based on some old teachings or old experience or old ideas. This is not what Myrtle and Charles Fillmore discovered. Their practice was to let go of those negative beliefs, let go of what they'd been taught and go straight to Jesus' teaching, to tune into what they call the Father, or what the Fillmores often call the source, or that presence and power within. Tune into it, stay open, and even if you don't get a clear answer of what to do, know that you're going within and asking and opening for guidance is all that needs to be done. If no clear message comes right away, that for me often means the universe is going to be answering your question, and just relax, do what's next, look at what you already appreciate in your life, because that's what opens the way. The more we jump in, number one, just like we have to do it ourselves, we have to make it happen. Spirit says, wonderful, go ahead. I don't need to help. But when we open to that help, or what I think, when we open to the knowing that Spirit is always present, number one, it helps us be in a more calm, open space. We move out of the fight-flight consciousness and we're open. We feel better. We're less apt to get sick because the doctors tell us that 99% of our illnesses have a stress component. In other words, they're either caused by stress or they're activated and encouraged through stress. So we want to remember to breathe. We want to remember to breathe, especially when we notice, oh my God, I'm in stress. I've got something going on that's making me feel anxious. Let me acknowledge that. Let me let go of the world and calm myself by taking a few slow breaths, calling in Spirit. And we're never actually calling in Spirit. We're reminding ourselves that Spirit is already present. Do we get that? Compassion. I like to focus on compassion as our core emotion, because it's not just an emotion, it's a quality that we talked about today, that we talked about last week when we talked about, I think we may not have been in here, but the Tibetan Buddhist teachings talk a lot about the quality that we can find in our heart, and that quality is a prayer when we can remember to go into it and breathe into it. And the prayer is, Divine Spirit, I feel you, I know you are here, and I know in my connecting with you, I become a beacon of that compassion, of that divine connection. What if the light Jesus spoke of was that frequency, that quality? And what if each of us hones and integrates that divine light into each of our individual experiences, literally creating our lives? This is what Jesus came to teach us. This is what the Fillmores recognized and what allowed them to heal their financial difficulties, heal the diagnosis that Myrtle had gotten that said she had 6 months to live, and she lived on for many, many years after that. It's remembering that divine energy and remembering that we are the projectors of this reality, individually and collectively. You know, when we talk about the fact that we are beacons of that energy, remember it's about the vibration. It's not necessarily about the things or all the stuff about life that the ego can hold on to. Oh, I'm a spiritual leader. I'm an actor. I'm a brother. I'm a partner. I'm a father. I'm a this. All these different things that we tune into, and the ego can hold on to those as though that's who we are. It's not that we don't want to acknowledge ourselves and show up in these different relationships and have pride or a sense of self that we do it, but we also want to recognize that on a deeper level, it's all surface stuff. And that also will help us be more compassionate and open our hearts to others who may be choosing a life experience that is very different than the ones we would choose. And that can be very easy to send judgment, to send a sense of superiority. Oh, look what happened to them. I'm so much, letting go of that judgment thing and being in that place of compassion. Oh, that's what I wanted to share. Many years ago, when I was living in New York, I had two downstairs neighbors who lived there, two gay guys who were in a relationship. We were friends with, it was good. We connected on that level. And I was walking up the stairs one day, and I heard them in a big fight. And being the actor and the kind of nosy, curious person that I am, what's going on there? I listened. And the one partner was screaming at the other, going, you know what, blah, 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 blah. I wouldn't do that to you, blah, 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 because I'm nice. And I can't tell you how many times I've thought about that through my life, because here he was in a totally opposite vibration of nice, but I'm nice. So how often do we do that? How often are we aware that our words or what we're trying to be or who we say we are is very different than what the actual quality is within us? How often are we using our tit for tat? Well, I was really nice for you. I was codependent with you and doing everything for you and ignoring myself because I thought that's the way we do it, so you would show up and do that for me. This is what so many of our relationships are about. Tit for tat. I'll stifle myself and be there for you, so you will stifle yourself and be there for me. And then we stay, a lot of our consciousness, we're focusing on what's going on with the other person because we've told ourselves that my well-being, my happiness depends on them being happy. And God forbid we say no or do something that's going to make our person that we're in relationship with angry. Right? But that stifles ourselves, and we're not responsible for other people's emotions. And so often our spiritual journey, when we begin to tune into that inner guidance, will create waves coming out from us that will affect others in ways that we feel pushback, or we sense discomfort in them, and their discomfort, because this is the connection we've created, expects us to step in and fix and do something. Owning our own autonomy, our own life, sets the others in our life free. Do we get that? And it doesn't mean we don't love them. It doesn't mean we can't choose to show up for them in ways that feel consistent with us. But when it's a choice rather than an obligation, it's a whole different energy. When it's an obligation, it's karma. Because you're feeling obligated because you're going to use that obligation to pull that other person into you as well. Do we recognize that? The kingdom of heaven is a quality, an experience, a palpable state of consciousness. And it's not about denying any type of feeling in here, but it's the recognition that I am responsible for my feelings and the choices I make based on my feelings. And it's never about making myself or anyone else wrong. It's always about finding that place of, first of all, compassion for self. Because very often a new spiritual teaching will make us go, oh, I get that now. Oh, that's wonderful. Why didn't I learn that before? Oh, I'm so stupid. I should, we begin to judge ourselves because we weren't there before. Or we begin to judge ourselves because, oh, if I'd only been in that place back then my whole life would be better. We use new understandings to then rehash old stuff. As emotions have so much more, our emotions have so much more to teach us about our creative abilities and life itself. It's time to listen. We've been up in our head so much trying to figure out life, but when we're up in our head trying to figure out life, it's always about rehashing the past, what's already happened. And what Jesus came to teach us, what the Fillmores understood, was that life is always happening now, and it's always moving forward, and we're always evolving. Yes. We have the choice to reach back to the past and keep pulling into the future, and that's what society has been doing for quite a long time. And we built all these structures that say, oh, this is the way to live. And we have all these laws that say, oh, if you follow these laws, then everything will be okay, right? There's more laws in the world than there ever have been before. And look at the world. Pretty much everyone is a criminal these days, right? Because we've all broken one of those laws, right? I broke a couple of them with driving here on the way, as a matter of fact. As a matter of fact, everyone else on the freeway was going about 20 miles over the speed limit, including the policeman who was right in front of me today. So we think the laws are what keep us safe, but it's really not. What's keeping us safe, what keeps the cities running, it's a crazy thing about living in a city, and it's always confirmed for me that there is some other divine energy that's at play here. Because otherwise, how could so many people be walking and riding their bikes and driving their trucks and all the stuff around the city? And yes, there are some accidents, but on the whole, most people are getting where they need to go. Things are working out. There is a divine energy, even when people break the laws all the time. And if we look at the world, the people in high powers break the law all the time, but because they're up there in the high, nothing happens to them. People in the, quote, lower levels don't need to break the law, but they can always find a reason to lock them up or throw them out. So let's look at the truth that is telling us, that there's another way to go. We learn it, we talk about it here each week at Unity, and then whatever we talk about here sinks in a certain way, sometimes a lot, sometimes a little, but it changes our trajectory forward, right? And so it's remembering that, not just coming to a spiritual community like this, but remembering these concepts as you move through life, remembering to tune into your heart, remembering to give yourself that quiet space to listen, remembering when you get triggered that is always your opportunity to choose change, growth, and evolution. Or the immediate satisfaction of fighting back, throwing something back, jumping in and manipulating. When someone makes you feel bad, i.e. triggers your unintegrated emotions, very often, and I'm very good at this, figuring out where I can get them back and saying that word or that thing to get them back, and having that moment of satisfaction, which I've learned because I've been conscious through my life and noticed that moment of satisfaction is the precursor to a day, 3 or 4 days, a week of discomfort and navigating back to a place where you've moved through that stuff that you created because you pushed back at something that was really an opportunity for growth, for you to own some of your unintegrated energy. And in doing so, change the dynamic of the relationship. I see Marilyn over here taking a deep breath. I hope that's because it's sinking in. When we can deal with the immediateness of our life, and we're going to be talking about that here with our community, because we're in somewhat of a growing energy. We've got a board meeting coming up today because we're looking at how are we going to keep this community going. We all know that life goes up and down, and we're at a point where something going on with our community here. We need to call in spirit in a new way. We need to open to new possibilities of how to move forward. And as I look around at these beautiful faces who are very much our core people who continue to show up, we want you to join with us if you can. Share what your ideas are. We want to share with you where we are in our movement forward. Whether you're able to stay for the board meeting or not, that's fine, but we will definitely be sharing with you what's going on as well as the people at home. Let's take a moment now to tune into that energy of faith. And here's a quote that came to me, which was kind of mind-blowing, and I'm not sure if I understand it completely, so that's why I'm going to put it out there and share it with you. Faith was never about belief at all, but about the electromagnetic alignment of your own body with the reality you are calling into existence. I'm going to read it again. Faith was never about belief at all, but about the electromagnetic alignment of your own body with the reality you are calling into existence. When Jesus spoke of light, he was describing the fundamental nature of reality. When he described the kingdom of heaven, he was guiding us to a vibrational state of quality. The Father is the infinite underlying intelligence from which all vibration originates. So let's breathe those words in, close our eyes. We're going to go into a gentle meditation now. Recognizing that those words, I believe, are meant to get us out of the head and move us into the experience of the body. I've shared a number of times how the heart center has much more electromagnetic energy, movement, vibration going on in it than the brain. That electromagnetic activity in the heart also resonates out from around our bodies through many feet, and sometimes, depending on how grounded we are in that vibration, sometimes beyond that, many yards around us. I believe, and this is what Jesus and the Fillmores believe, that it flows out from us eternally. So as we breathe into that understanding, we allow the conscious mind to connect with that understanding, and it multiplies the ability for our energy to flow freely from us. And as we breathe into it here and now, and those who are joining us at home, we see that energy creating a space of compassion, of love, of connection, of creativity, of joy, of playfulness, of meaning for our community, for each of us individually, for Unity of Richmond here, for our other spiritual community that shares our space, the Seventh-day Adventists. And we recognizing that we here at Unity are already creating what we want to see and create in the world around us. Connection, compassion for each other, acceptance, non-judgment. We hold that for our fellow community as well, and they hold it for us, so we know it's already happening here. And through that energy, we call in the guidance, we call in the support, we call in the funds, we call in those things that can create the vision that we've already been holding of a refurbished building, of new and varied communities and people using this space as a place to come together and join in harmony, to share the goodness, the abundance, the joy, the compassion that we feel. We are open to new ideas, to new possibilities, to new individuals, to a greater connection of those that are already here, to more open hearts to be able to share what's really going on with us and not be afraid to step in and hold that space for each other. We'll be doing that in the board meeting first and foremost, because I want to connect with those people that are already here, and then we will come together, bringing our minds together with the universal mind, to open to what's next, to claim our good, to appreciate and validate and hold the gratitude and the gratefulness for what's already been created. So let's take a moment now, each of us here, each of us at home, to think of those things, to hold those things in our heart that we appreciate, that we have gratitude for. And what I invite each of us to do is let that space, let that open space where we feel gratitude and acceptance expand to include everything in our lives. This is the radical teachings of Jesus and of unity. We call it all good. We open our hearts and minds to all of it, because in the acceptance of it, we are more clear about what is ours to do as we move forward. We don't appreciate the struggles so we can have more struggles. We appreciate the struggles so they can begin to untangle themselves and we can see them as opportunities, as lessons to be learned, as opportunities to discover more of ourselves, more of our connection with Spirit, more of the support that's already around us, but perhaps we have been unable to see. Feel the breath flowing through you as that divine Spirit who is saying, yes, I hear you. Yes, I feel your appreciation, your love, your gratitude, and your presence, and I am here with and for you. And now together we call in and activate and vibrate that energy with our singing of the Lord's Prayer. Here we go.
Today I wanted to play a piece that I think goes well with the idea of finding our power within. And it is well with my soul. And the words were written by someone else, but Philip Bliss put it to music. And the gentleman who wrote the words, he lost 4 of his daughters in a shipwreck. And after that, he wrote this song, It Is Well With My Soul, and peace like a river attendeth my soul, and shadows like storm billows roll, whatever something is well with my soul. And I just think it's a very nice sentiment.
Beautiful, beautiful. And now it's that time in our service for our blessings of our tithes and offerings. Take your offering, put it in your left hand and put your right hand over it. And together we say, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. For by the Lord of love I prosper right now. When? Right now.
We take in these gifts with the love that they were given. We know that they are seeds that blossom all that we have talked about today, the love, the compassion, the possibilities for each of us individually, for our community here at large, and for the world. We see that, we know that, and we say, thank you, Divine Spirit.
Thank you.
Amen.
Amen. It is so, and so it is.
Okay, and now it's time for any announcements. I'm not sure if we have any announcements. Should do that.
I think, number one, we're supposed to have yoga today. Because we're having our board meeting today, we will do it next week instead. So after service, gentle chair yoga. Looks like Dar has something.
Yes, one of our former members, Ida Carter, is in the hospital. She's at a summit in Berkeley, what we call it Alphabet.
All right, so let us take a moment to surround her with healing energy. We see and we know that Divine Spirit is present with her and all her helpers, all her family. Each of us is opening our hearts and our minds to sending her healing. Anyone else that's needing healing that we want to send?
Sharon Taylor.
Sharon Taylor, we send that healing. We send healing to the world at large. Seeing.
Mr. Hill.
Sending healing energy to Mr. Hill.
Barbara Brown.
Sending healing energy to Barbara Brown. Sharon Brown. And so it is done. Amen. Thank you, Spirit. Anyone else have any other things we want to share? All right, once again, we do have a board meeting afterwards. If you would like to join us, please do. Yoga next week. We also have our first Friday luncheon, which we didn't get to this month because it was the holiday, but we will be doing that again next month. And anything else that I'm forgetting?
Concert.
All right, our concert, which will be September 13th. We rehearse after service, after almost every service. Today we're postponing that because we've got our meeting. And fellowship always after service. So fellowship may end up being part of our meeting today, but we do have some snacks and things to eat. And I think that's it. Yes, all right, let's come together and sing our peace song.
surrounds us. I am that light. The love of God enfolds us. I am that love. The power of God protects us. I am that power. The presence of God watches over us. I am that presence. Wherever I